Hello, this is Tony Heller from RealClimateScience.com. In 1776, the founders of the United States of America signed this document. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive to these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government. The First Amendment to the U.S. Constitution reads, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. But in the year 2022, no questions are allowed about climate science. No questions are allowed about energy policy. No questions are allowed about lockdowns. No questions are allowed about masks. No questions are allowed about vaccines. No questions are allowed about elections. If you ask your school board a question, you may get labeled a terrorist by the FBI. The leader of the opposition party, who represents the vast majority of the country, is censored and constantly prosecuted. And the press calls this corrupt, unethical person an ethical conservative. And of course, no questions are allowed about policies leading the world towards World War III. In his inauguration address as California governor 55 years ago, Ronald Reagan said, "Freedom is a fragile thing and it's never more than one generation away from extinction. It's not ours by way of inheritance. It must be fought for and defended constantly by each generation, for it comes only once to a people." California has sunk a very long way since the days when Ronald Reagan was governor. Millions of men died to protect these freedoms. But through the power of mass media brainwashing, the public has been convinced to give their freedoms away. The American public has been presented with one fake crisis after another. The press presents everything as being an existential threat. And because people watch television, many have come to believe that what they're hearing is true. William Pitt the Younger explained how this works. Necessity is the plea for every infringement of human freedom. It's the arguments of tyrants, it's the creed of slaves. And that pretty much sums up the state of a lot of America in the year 2022. Toto got rid of his television almost 30 years ago, and for the past 14 years, he's been pulling back the curtain on this mass brainwashing. You can visit him, Kyrie Caesar, Toki and Upla on the web at RealClimateScience.com.